I had friends who went off to college that kind of knew exactly what they wanted to do, and I never felt that way. I never felt like I knew exactly what I needed to do. I got out of high school and into community college at Fullerton College here, and I spent a semester taking, the basic GE courses, floating around, not really knowing what I wanted to do for about 10 years. Um, I knew that I wanted to go back to school. I just made excuses for myself, essentially, over that period of time. Like, it was then that I realized how lazy I was being. I kind of was like truthful with myself, and realized that I was the one who was delaying myself. It wasn't the lack of a better job, or the fact that I didn't have a good car, or whatever it was. Like, those were excuses, but it was me that was holding myself back. I was preventing myself from moving forward. Um, and after like that kind of hard realization, I was motivated to move forward. I'm like, I can't be stuck in this thing. I'm only getting older. SpaceX is launching, rockets, and making spaceships, sort of. And it's like, why couldn't I do that? I'm like, the only thing that's stopping me from doing that is me telling me I can't, or other people telling me I can't. And how often do we ever listen to other people? Oh, don't do that. What do we do? The opposite. So for me, I thought, oh, that makes sense. And the first semester was rough, really, really rough here. I was like inches from quitting. It was uh, it was something I had never experienced before. The compound of a lot of classes and a lot of work, with quitting my job and taking out loans, and like all of that big change started weighing on me. And it doesn't really sound like a lot now that I say it out loud, but it really like just affected my psychology. I felt like I don't know, by week 5, I felt like ill trying to come to school. I felt nauseous on my way to school. It was around this time that I met with a counselor. I needed to hear a few things, that it's okay to like drop a class. It's okay to not do everything at once. It's okay to not be okay. The next day, it was like a Friday or something. I came back into school. I talked to my professor, and I worked on dropping my math class, which was the one I was struggling with the most at the time. Then over the next week or so, I ended up talking to Dr. Weiss, and she helped kind of rearrange my schedule. Really made me feel at ease that, hey, you're not screwing up. You're still going to be able to graduate on time. We can just shift a few things around. Nothing is like set in stone that you have to take these at these times, which was a relief. After my schedule was fixed, after I talked to the CAPS department in my appointment, and after I dropped my math class, I felt instantly better. I also did something different that spring semester, which, because I was in the group in math class, and obviously there's a couple projects and stuff in some of the other ones, I started talking to more people around me in my classes. I managed to find a group of people that like make me better. The way that they study, the way that they push themselves makes me want to push myself harder. I Times where we're throwing our arms up going, I really don't want to do this homework. I don't really want to do it. We get that slight encouragement from another person that says, yeah, but do you really want to do it later too? And it's like, yeah, okay. It just kind of snowballed into this group of friends that made, like, I don't know, having to work from home or being on virtual cameras all day, it made it worth it. It made it worth being able to get up and do the hard work and get through the classes, a lot of them that you don't really want to do. And we were able to succeed in it. I mean, I think the next 3 semesters were all straight A's for me. I don't think I got one B. Everything was, dean's list, dean's list, dean's list, and I was like, I've never done that before. And so it was really great to see that I could achieve that, and I have to attribute that to the people I study with. I could not have done it on my own. It's just And that was the key to my main success here. You know, we went down to a hiring event the other day, and I went down there with a group of people. We carpooled, a group of friends, and everybody got their resumes worked out, and got all fancied up. And then we head down there, and when they finally called my name to come up, which did take a while, but when it finally came up, they pre-screened me out. The lady came up and said, "We thank you for really coming or whatever, but we don't think there's anything here that you will fit. Please feel free to go into our website and fill out an application and find a different position that might fit you better." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Meanwhile, I've got other friends and other people who were there at the thing going into the interviews. I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not even going to be interviewed. Okay, this kind of sucks." And I'm like, "That's all right. It's not just about me. I'm here with my friends. I'm thinking, it's fine. I'm also going to get free food." So it was not too bad. So I went and got my food while my friends went and had their interviews. And it turns out one of my friends walked out with a job. Looking for work is a lot about waiting and understanding rejection. But you got to talk about it with other people. That's been kind of, I think, the most successful thing through the entire time I'm at school, whether it's like community college or university, has been talking to people. That is one of the most valuable things that you can do. It's a stress reliever. You can share that tension. If you've done poorly on an exam or you hated how the exam went, you can commiserate together and have a beer afterward or something. I mean, if you're of age, but you can commiserate with each other and share that pain for a little bit, and then eventually throw it away. All right, on to the next thing. So I've kept applying. We're continuing to apply, trying to find a good job or whatever. And finally, out of the blue, like a job I applied for well over a month ago, like well over 30 days ago, like I finally got a call back. I definitely had a long interview. It was about an hour and a half. I felt longer, but it was a good long interview. And then they had said something about 2-3 weeks, and eventually, like going on 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, and I finally get a call from the first company again. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Didn't expect your call." I was like, it's been a couple weeks. I was going to email you. Like, "Oh, I'm glad that I was able to catch you, because you're going to expect an email by the end of the week for an offer." And so I'm also like freaking out. I'm like, "Wait a minute, this guy's telling me he's going to offer me a job. That means like I still have like 7-8 weeks left of the semester." I'm like, "I might have a job before the end of this thing. This is fantastic." And he's like, "No, he said they are sending you an offer. You are going to have a job if you take it." And so it was a lot of convincing yourself that it was real and that it was happening. I started in 2008 again, and then I changed majors in 2011, and then I went up to, obviously we're in 2022, where I'm finishing up my first bachelor's degree finally. It took me a while, but part of me wishes I could have done it sooner. But I've also learned a lot about myself over the years. I understand what kind of worker I am. I understand what kind of patience I have. I understand different things. So there may be other people out there who are starting stuff late, and it's like it's really never too late. Late is like kind of an irrelevant term. At the time that I made the decision to go back to school and to move back across the country and do the thing, whether it was the film that turned out to be the thing that wasn't my thing, or it was the decision to do engineering that turned out to be the thing I like, it's not late, it's now. Now's the time.